when you look at the U.S. Constitution and compare it to the Constitution of the United States of America, the of America Constitution has no 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, none of that. And you have to ask questions like, if it took an amendment of the Constitution to outlaw alcohol and an amendment of the Constitution to reinstate alcohol, how'd they cancel marijuana? See, the problem is when you say you're a U.S. citizen, you belong to the piece of paper, not to a territory, not to, you see, and when we're born, we're all born with our common law rights. The law of legal age is 14, not 18. So you're all 16, and your contracts don't mean a thing because, gosh, you're just not old enough to vote or old enough to do anything yet, are you? So what'd you guys do? You went down and got your driver's license, and you thought you weren't old enough to contract, but they're going to let you come down and enter a contract, and they put your name in all capital letters right there on that picture thing. Put your picture, which is you, and you sign that that is you under your all capitalized name. You take your Social Security number, which is the number assigned to the fictitious name, and your styling. It's a mark of the beast all the way. It's you. And you go to your high school graduation, you wear your Masonic robes, put on your little black caps, and then you get your degrees. And it just sort of escalates from there. It gets more unpleasant as you go. And you stand up and say, I got rights. No, you don't have any rights. You don't even have a birthright, let alone rights. They've stolen your God. Most of the religions are phony. They're set up to take away. And the minute you go vote and register to vote, you're admitting you're a U.S. citizen. You're admitting you don't live here. So they make sure you get your driver's license. They take your birthright. Now you're going down the rivers of tar, and you see this highway patrol, which is an illegal standing army. It's a cruiser, but you're not really alive, so they're not really violating the law. And they pull you over, and they say, can I see your registration and your driver's license? Well, you get out your driver's license, and what do you say? You say, well, here. And the officer says, is this you? He's taught to say that, you see, because the name is fictitious. It's your picture. Oh, of course that's me. Aren't you blind? That's a good day. I took a good picture that day. But he's taught to ask that. The U.S. is a bankrupt corporation. And you people, if you were even legitimate, you would be stockholders, not citizens. You can only own stock in a corporation. Roosevelt came out with his New Deal. And it was pretty ugly, and he was going for everything at the time. And the Supreme Court of the United States said that the only power that the government had was commerce. And if commerce starts when an object is shipped, and it ends when it arrives, and therefore the 10-mile square has no jurisdiction once an object gets there. Wow. Then there was another Supreme Court ruling called the 4 cans of yogurt case, where the new FDA, because just created by Roosevelt, seized a bunch of adulterated yogurt. And you know, they asked for a 7th Amendment trial, and the government was upset, and the Supreme Court ruled that they couldn't regulate the yogurt because it was worth more than $21. And now we stand around. We stand around with this situation. The Commerce Clause never gave them power to regulate anything. It gave them the power to charge a little bit of tax on about 3 items, alcohol, tobacco and guns. They can charge a tax. But the Constitution never said they could regulate it. The power of commerce was there for one reason and one reason only, to make sure that nobody stops commerce. It was a guarantee to make sure that commerce was free-flowing from point A to point B. So if a federal agent comes to your door and says, you have violated FDA rules, I want a 7th Amendment trial. It doesn't matter if I'm a U.S. citizen or a U.S. of A citizen. It doesn't matter if my name is dead and I'm judicially dead. If I evoke the 7th Amendment, Jesus ascends into the courtroom. Now they got to deal with God.